I'm Tarot Oracle, and today we're going to learn how to do a 9-card Lenormand spread. So we're doing shaky handheld cam today, sorry about that. But let me give you the overview of how to do this. So your center card is going to be your querent, or what they're thinking about or what they're asking about. It could be a house-related question. It could be a job-related question. Maybe you have the fox. Do you remember the fox's 9-to-5 job? It could be a question about a job, and you decide to use the anchor. So basically the middle is the querent, or the subject line of the paper that you're writing, pretty much. So the top section is going to be what's weighing on the situation, or what's weighing on their mind. In other words, think of it like a barbell from the gym. It's on their shoulders, it's heavy, it hurts. What's weighing on them? What's weighing on their mind? That's going to be the top row. Now the bottom row is going to be what they can control. So think of them like an emperor sitting at their throne, and this is their kingdom. And these are things they can control, or these are things that they have more control over, obviously, than what's weighing on their mind up there. So the left side is the past. And you notice there's common cards. This card is common amongst what's weighing on them and what's in the past. So you could have this card here is what's weighing on them and what's in the past. This card is what they have a bit of control over, but is also in the past. So on the right side, you have the future in this floppy card. So the right side is the future. So what's coming up in the future? You have this side over here for that. So again, you're going to have a common card down here, what they have some control over, and in the future, and then what is weighing on them, and also in the future. So the last thing that you want to consider, and let's move some cards here, is what's framing the situation. In other words, think of this like a picture frame. So you have this picture frame over here. So you have this picture frame left side, picture frame right side, and it makes a frame around your querent. And that is framing the situation. So let's look now at what we have as far as what's framing the situation. So we have the child, we have the fox, and we have the whip, and then we have the bear. So it's a general question, general reading, but it's looking like a work situation, right? Remember, the child is gigs, short-term work, and the fox is long-term work, or more stable work. This is not so stable work. It's a gig economy. It's short-term type work. And down here you have the supervisor or the authority. So that could be their boss or the supervisor or something like that. And then we have the whip, which is sort of bad words or gossip or being mean and things like this. So it looks like that we have a work situation if we look all around here. So there's the querent. So let's look and see what's framing the situation. I'm thinking work. It looks like what's in the past and what's weighing on them is the gig economy. It looks like they can't find any steady work. They have work here and there, but it's not something super steady. It's not something that they rely on all the time. And then what's weighing on them also, but what's coming in the future, is a 9-to-5 job. So that's going to be pretty good, right? So it looks like we got an upgrade from a gig economy to a more stable 9-to-5 job, maybe with benefits. That would be great. Maybe with more money. That would be great as well. So at the bottom here, what they have control over. So we have bad words or gossip or just overall sense of negativity. And that's in the past. You notice that's on the past row. So that's in the past, but it's something they have control over. So it's somebody that they know that they don't really have to hang out with that's causing this drama and causing that whip to be in the situation. So over here, they also have control over this situation, which is their supervisor. So it almost looks like they could pick They're supervisors, so they have some sort of a choice in the matter. So it's not something stagnant where they can't do anything about it. It looks like they may indeed be able to choose their supervisor, or they may be able to choose the situation or the position that they're in and have more of a selection. So what's framing it? We got gig economy, we got coming soon work, full-time work, maybe with benefits. We have the situation of negativity, and that's going to look like that's going to maybe resolve itself, and they'll have a choice of supervisors, or they'll have a better supervisor. This could be a really crappy supervisor, boss. This could be a much better supervisor. So bear is good. Bear is also money. So it could be their money situation gets better as well. Gets better, get it? Gets better as well. So there's what frames the situation. So let's go ahead and finish the past. So we'll put this card here. So we have the birds, which is communication, could be gossip, it's communication, it's talking, it's getting on social media, it's talking to people, getting on the phone, anything where you communicate with people. So we have a situation where we have a gig economy, and next to it we have communication. So maybe it's a gig economy in a communication field, and within that field there's a lot of negativity and there's a lot of things that they don't like. So that seems to be what's happening in the past. Again, the gig economy may not be much money. There seems to be a lot of talking or chatting, maybe some gossip at work, and it looks like that they could be in a communications field possibly, maybe journalism, maybe something where you're on the phone a lot, maybe tech support. It could be something like that. And then lastly, we have the negativity caused by the whip. So what's weighing on them? Again, we have the gig economy and coming full-time economy. In between those, we have the transition card, the coffin. Now, you remember the coffin is a transition of stoppage. It's not like the stork, which is a transition of upgrades. It's a stoppage. With the gig economy, it looks like that stops, and you have a transition into a full-time job. So now we're getting a clearer picture of this reading. So short-term work, not a lot of money. We have the death of that, the short-term work, and we have the beginning of a full-time position. So this is looking good as far as what's weighing on them. Now, when I say what's weighing on them, why is this up here? This is good news. Why is this up here weighing on them? You could have a situation to where they don't have time for a full-time job. Maybe they do gigs on purpose because they don't really have the time. Maybe they're taking care of their kids. Maybe they have a family member they're taking care of. There could be a lot of different things to where they don't have time for a full-time job. So even though the opportunity is coming, this could be a bit negative. And I say that because, again, this is weighing on their shoulders. Think of it like the barbell from the gym. They got some weights on the end, and it's weighing on the shoulders, and it's starting to hurt. So this is weighing on them. Okay, and over here, we have possibly one of the best cards here, which is the bouquet. So the bouquet means happiness, good news, everything goes right, everything's great. So this is a good card. So this is in the future. You remember this side is in the future. So we have a transition between short gig economy, maybe in the communication field, or maybe a lot of talking, and then we have some negativity associated with that. So now in the future, we have full-time job, happiness, and maybe your choice of a boss or a better boss or a little more money. One of these. This could be a supervisor or money again. So the future is looking fairly bright. So now let's get our missing card. Again, this is what they have control over. This whole row is what they have control over. So again, they have control over the whip, which is the negative information, the negative communications, and this is right above communication, so that's interesting. Now you remember the stork brings something new. It could be pregnancy, it could be a bunch of things, but the stork is far away from the child. So it doesn't really look like maybe a pregnancy, but it is close to a woman. So you definitely want to ask about a pregnancy because it's close to the woman. That would be a question to ask. Now again, these are things that you have control over. So let's read left to right for this row. We have negative stuff. We have an upgrade. So remember, Stork is like upgrade 2.0. We have negative stuff. It's getting upgraded to a better boss or upgraded to a little more stability in your finances. So this is looking good all around. So that is just my example. Again, this is many people I've seen use this technique, and I use it, and I find it pretty cool. So this is a shaky cam, sorry about that, version of how to read a 9-card spread. So now that you have that, I would suggest that you break out your Lenormand cards and do a 9-card spread of your own. And be sure to post in the comments what you got. I'd love to hear if you got any good information from this. Anyway, if you like this video, please hit like and subscribe, and thank you again for watching.